Hello everyone, and welcome to another installment of AIA's Florida Friday Facts Overview. This week's video will be a little different as we'll go over some information I have come across throughout the week before we go through the Friday Facts email. Some of the topics that I'll cover this week includes the AIA Florida Webinars and AIA National Design Awards, and of course, other topics. I've also added timestamps to the description below in case you'd like to jump to any particular topic. So, let's just jump right into it. AIA Florida hosted a free webinar as part of their spring series. This one was about a 1-hour lunch scheduled webinar to add to your HSW. Personally, I heated my lunch, and instead of streaming one of my favorite shows, this time I opted to listen to this head-spinning, mind-blowing optical design for high performance glazing systems presentation. This was presented by Crawford Tracy Corporation. At the moment of recording, this video is being uploaded for your viewing at a later date. However, if you miss that one, you can of course catch the next one on April 21st, which hopes to leave you dry in the correct way by controlling moisture. Most of us know how humid the summers in Florida can get, so the peeps over at Masonry Association of Florida and the Florida Concrete and Products Association will walk us through some of the updates and how to meet the 7th edition of the Florida Building Code. The very next day, DDS CAD will introduce us to Bluebeam Revu. This presentation will explain how Bluebeam Revu helps us keep our project sites safe while ultimately improving the health, welfare, environment, and well-being of the general public. There are other interesting topics that will be covered in the following weeks after that one. That will be available in the link down below, along with some of the past webinars. So go on at your convenience and follow the link below to stay up to date and join some of the webinars. Though do not take too long, as I do not know how long AIA Florida can keep them up on the website. And by that I mean the videos of some of the past presentations. The 2021 AIA Awards. This one was the Regional and Urban Design. The 2021 Regional and Urban Design Program recognizes the best in urban design, regional and city planning, and community development. The best planning accounts for the entire built environment, local culture, and available resources. Modeling architecture's promise and true value to communities and that it serves. As you can see, there were 5 projects that were recognized. One of them was the Beyond Wall, Essex Crossings, the Haxton Saving Main Street, the Northeastern University Interdisciplinary Science and Engineering Complex, and rebuilding a local food economy. Why? Next up is the Inside Black Voices. AIA Orlando hosted its first episode of the 3rd season of Inside Voices Black Thoughts on April 16th. That episode presented a discussion about the importance of being in position of leadership to affect and enact real change within the Black community as it pertains to housing and the quality of life. They discussed the problems that gentrification and redlining have caused and how architects can play a role in fixing that. I've added the link to the Orlando's Vimeo account, which they have published previous episodes in addition to other interesting topics like the business of architecture, design exchanges, and many, many more. At the moment, they have up to about 37 videos, and that's not taking into account the current episode, which I'm sure they're working on uploading, as it was just this last week that they created or recorded the episode. NCARB and NOMA report on AXP. This report is entitled Understanding How Race, Age, and Gender Impact the AXP. In the early 2020, NCARB and NOMA conducted a survey exploring impediments throughout early architecture career phases, especially the processes of earning a license. Through the findings, which are being released in five independent reports, NCARB and NOMA hope to identify areas where underrepresented groups are disproportionately impacted, outline next steps for further study, and they also propose potential solutions. The first of such reports appears to be the Experience Report Summary. The report highlights key findings and proposed potential next steps. As NCARB and NOMA work to propose solutions that may reduce or eliminate the disparities found in the studies, understanding the core underlying causes is very crucial. They plan to conduct additional studies via follow-up surveys and focus groups to further explore questions like, why do white candidates typically start the AXP younger than people of color? Are there specific AXP tasks or areas that certain demographic groups are less likely to be exposed to? And why and how does firm support for candidates completing the AXP reduce with age? At the end of the report, as you can see, I'm scrolling through it. They highlight some of the information. As a reminder, once again, the links are down below to these emails. I keep repeating it to make sure you do not forget it. At the end of the report, you also find some more explanation about the next steps with a little bit more, a few more questions on what they're looking for and what they're going to be exploring. And in phase 2, NOMA and NCARB will look to further explore the questions by conducting a follow-up study and focus groups. I encourage those of you who are reached by NCARB and NOMA to please participate in this effort. It is very important for those of us in the community to respond to these questions and to participate in the process, so we may get the most accurate data as possible. The NCARB think tank application. The application deadline for NCARB's think tank is fast approaching, so please, if you are interested in taking part in it, please do so before April 22nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. The AIA 2021 Virtual Conference. AIA's National Architecture Conference is going virtual this year. The dates have been spread out about every 2 weeks, and I presume this is to minimize the digital conference / meeting fatigue. I'm sure most of us that went through 2020 and had to conduct meetings and participate and kind of socialize through virtual meetings could attest to some of that fatigue. So I believe, once again, they spread it out in order to minimize those things. If you follow the link, you'll be able to scroll down, as I just did, to the dates and get a little bit more detail about each day's presentations. As you can see, each day is focused on a particular topic. For example, June 17th, it's on firm resilience. July 8th, it's on sustainable practice. July 29th, it's on community engagement. And finally, August 19th, it's focused on building efficiencies. If you follow any one of the links, you'll be taken to another page where you get a snapshot of what to expect of that particular day. And farther below, you'll get a list of each event and its time. The prices for this conference this year, it's a standard price. It's $125. The AIA member would get $99, and for students and new AIA members would be $25 each. The tickets include live access to all 4 days. You'll also get on-demand access for 30 days following each event. So the entire conference takes about a month, right? Actually almost 2 months now. June 17th through August 19th. And so make sure that the June 17th date, you only get 30 days for that. And for the August 19th, then you'll get 30 days for those events. So it's not like you'll get all the events for 30 days after August 19th. So please keep that in mind. We also received the Interior Architecture Award for the AIA 2021. The 2021 Interior Architecture Program celebrates the most innovative and spectacular interior spaces. Impressive building interiors make their mark on the cities, places, and spaces where we live and work. The projects that received recognition are a historic shipyard reincarnation, the Coca-Cola stage at the Alliance Theater, Co-op Ramen, High Desert Retreat, Seattle Academy of Arts and Sciences Middle School, Tanglewood Lind Center for Music Learning, and the Vilcek Foundation. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The projects vary in sizes and complexity. For example, the Co-op Ramen, it's a relatively small project, which you can read more in the link provided below. The architect was Marlon Blackwell Architects. The owner is Rope Swing Hospitality Group, and it's located in Bentonville, Arkansas. You may cycle through some of the images of the projects in the upper right corner to kind of get a better understanding of part of the reason why this project received recognition. Finally, we'll go ahead and walk through the AIA Florida Friday Facts. First up is the legislative update. The Senate Rules Committee cleared SB 1060, Limitation of Liability for Voluntary Engineering or Architectural Service. This was the last committee stop for the bill, and now heads to the full Senate. The other one is HB 1131, the University Construction Management, which languished this week. But its next stop is the House Appropriations Committee, which has yet to put the bill on an agenda. The Florida Building Commission, there wasn't much to report here except that the commission met on Tuesday the 13th and went over some of their reports and discussed rule changes for advanced courses, including changing language to make it clear if the courses were to be in person or online. The AIA Florida wants to thank Rick Logan, AIA, for his attention, presence, and input at these meetings. I also would like to extend my gratitude, and I hope that most of us recognize that Rick Logan is volunteering his time for our benefit, for the benefit and the protection of the profession here in Florida. The next meeting for the Florida Building Commission will be held on June the 8th, and it will also be conducted virtually. And a message from the AIA. AIA Florida has learned recently that members and affiliates are receiving emails that appear to offer lists of 2021 convention and trade show attendees. I believe this is a scam attempt, so please be very careful on when you click on those links and what you follow. So the AIA wants to make clear that AIA Florida does not and will not and has never sold attendees lists or emails. Following up on the email is the Florida Sets spring webinars. We went over this in the video earlier, so I'll just take this chance to once again remind you about the links down below. Links down below. The Tampa Bay Partnership received a $250,000 grant from JP Morgan Chase to fund a year-long study on sea level rise in the area. Tampa Bay CEO Rick Homans said the region is looking at a 2.57-foot sea level rise between now and 2070. If you'd like to read more about the topic, once you follow the link, you'll get taken to a page for the following website. And then we'll close out or get closer to the end with a few AIA Florida reminders. We have the typical reminders, which are for those of you taking the AREs, please take the free NCARB trial run appointment. And the AIA Florida Convention is getting closer, so please register if you're planning to attend. As usual, we are looking for content for the Florida and Caribbean architect. please follow the link to submit your content. To close out, we have the Components events calendar. I have added the link to the AIA's Florida webpage that includes links to the events listed below. So it's a links up on the links with another link. So once you follow that link to the calendar, you'll be taken to this webpage, and you'll see that there's plenty happening on Tuesday the 20th, where there are quite a few webinars available that are hosted by various components. And I'm sure, or at least I would hope, that they are at different times, so you may be able to take advantage of some of those. And as a reminder, please, if you have an event, if your component has an event, send information to George Henning at the email here down below. So we may update the calendar for the upcoming events, and we can share it with the entire state, which will help you get more attendees, and will also help everyone else to know about certain topics that are being covered somewhere else in the state that maybe their component wasn't able to cover, or they covered it but they weren't able to attend. Anyways, the more information we share, the better for everyone. I want to thank you for your time. I hope you found this video helpful and got some useful information out of it. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.